We did it.
Ow.
We did it.
We did do it. Holy crap.
This is everything we own.
We had a day.
Literally.
A day.
Oh, the seagull landed on
Oh,
the
this. I'm ready. We are at the North Leominster train station. We're gonna go to the airport. We did it. We are here at San Diego Airport. Feels kind of surreal. It's wild. This is one of those times where we don't have nearly as much footage as I wish we did. But we weren't initially planning on shooting this series, so we only have so much. Still, there were two moments that were super significant that we did catch on film. One was holding the cash that would soon turn into our car. We're buying it in cash.
We look like drug dealers.
Two was finding the car itself. Almost everything came together exactly how we kind of thought it was going to. And like we just had to keep reminding ourselves of what we felt the entire time. But first, let me set the stage. After landing in San Diego, we had a loose plan, but it was far from perfect. The plan was something along the lines of land in San Diego, buy a car, pack up our storage unit into that car, then drive up the coast an hour to our friend Crystal's, where we'd regroup and figure out the rest of our journey to Seattle. We knew it was possible, we knew we were doing it, but honestly, we had no idea how we were going to make it happen. We looked through hundreds of ads and sent more emails than any person should in a 48-hour period. We're wiped out, frustrated, and we make the only decision forward that we can. We are buying a car.
Yeah, we are.
And the funnest thing about buying a car is this moment where you have a bunch of 20s. I feel like these are the moments where like internally I'm like, oh, like money doesn't matter at all, you know? Like money's an idea. But then I still hold like $1,500 cash and I'm like, cool. It feels really good. I think it's cool that we get to be spiritual and also like really love money and really love what it can do and like understand that it's an idea and understand that like all the systems aren't perfect, but like it's what we have right now. We can still respect and really appreciate money and all the things that it does, and the fact that like this stack of paper turns into a car that we're gonna drive to Seattle. Like that's cool.
That's crazy.
That is cool.
Uh-huh.
As much as like I have hated on it and I watch my parents hate on it and like I get it and I appreciate it more now today than I have in a long time. It feels good to hold it. Just like be with it. Love it. Appreciate it. We got that cash that day not because we had a car lined up and we needed to get cash to make the transaction. We actually didn't. We got that cash because it felt like the only thing that we could do in that moment to keep saying yes to the thing that we ultimately knew was going to happen. We were getting a car, we were going to Seattle, we were going to be driving, we were going to buy a car. Everything was going to work out, even if we didn't know how it was going to fall into place. Defying all logic, we kept going. Cash in hand, we messaged every car on Craigslist that looked even remotely close to what we were looking for. And by the end of the day, it was our last night in the hotel. We have nothing. We're going to bed with no car and an 11 a.m. checkout the next morning. There was so much in us that just wanted to give up. But we didn't. We reminded each other that we were here not because we just wanted to go to Seattle or because we thought it'd be cool, but because something was compelling us forward. That deep knowing that we had to go, that our soul demanded that we be in Seattle now, not later. The lingering message over and over that we book a ticket to San Diego and just figure it out along the way. So we could get to a city we didn't know anyone or anything in, so we could live a life that neither of us fully understood, but both of us felt to our very core. That is a hard feeling to describe unless you felt it yourself. But if you have, you know it's relentless. That feeling kept us going even when it seemed like nothing would work out, even when we worried that we'd end up stuck somewhere along the way with no money, no transportation, no home, no safety net. They say leap and the net will appear. And for us, our time in San Diego, this whole journey put that saying to the test. We both lost trust, worried, lost our vision, lost our center, but we kept going. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. The next morning, Miriam gets a text message from a woman with a 1997 Nissan Maxima. 6 hours later, we were gassing up our car to leave San Diego that night. Her name was Faith Ann Trust.
We did it.
We did do it. Holy crap.
This is everything we own.
We had a day.
Literally.
A day.
Oh, the seagull landed on
The
car.
seagulls. There's a seagull on top of our car right now. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious.
Wow.
We stopped at In-N-Out Burger to get some food and then we're heading up.
Yeah.
We just felt like we had to go. I got all like angry earlier today and I was like, we just need to get out of everyone else's energy and we need to like make decisions and we need to say yes to our energy and be in our energy and like just start moving and start going.
We got all like wonky when we got here
Yeah.
because we
just got in like every like California energy and our like old iterations of ourselves and like all of it and like
we
there's
got
so
to
much
the
to fall
storage
back
unit,
into.
and it was just a lot.
I like can't believe we did it. But almost everything came together exactly how we kind of thought it was going to. And like we just had to keep reminding ourselves of what we felt the entire time.
I was like, there's a car and it's downtown San Diego. We don't need to stay in North County. We need to stay by the airport and it's going to be $800. I just kept feeling that.
She kept saying it. And we kept looking at cars and we pulled out $1,500 from the bank and went to different ATMs and did all the things.
We were like transferring money between Venmo and accounts and oh my God.
But at the end of the day, it was literally exactly what Miriam thought. And oh my goodness, the woman said no to someone right before us that was offering $900 and said yes to us after she said no to the $900, said yes to us for $800.
And then she's like, I don't know why, something felt good. And I was like, I know. And I like hugged her and I was like, I love you.
And Miriam was saying it just feels like someone like has their like kid's car and they want to like send their kids some money and like maybe their kid's going off to college. It ended up being her daughter's car and her daughter got a new car.
Yeah.
And
man, I'm tapped in.
Yeah. You are.
I just need to trust it like all the way through because then I went through a spiral of doubt last night and I was like, we're gonna die.
And at the end of the day, everything worked out as it does.
It always fucking does.
Every time.
But we had to feel the whole spectrum of the human experience. This is what I said last night. I was like, we just look like big dummies. What are we doing following the energy? This is stupid. But it's not.
It's not. So dialed.
I know.
Let's get some In-N-Out, my love.
Yeah. Oh my God. Beef.
We
So
did
good.
It. Make us. We did it. We did it, everyone.
Yay.
We did it.
Oh. Thanks,
guys. I love this story. And not because we were the pinnacles of divine trust and surrender, because we weren't. I love this story because we did lose faith, because we did lose trust. We did get scared. And I know, at least for me, I had my times where I even tried to just plan our way back to Massachusetts where I knew that we could be safe and escape. But there's this moment where everything comes together. It's almost undescribable. Everything suddenly makes sense. All the lessons are obvious. We realize our intuition was right the whole time. We realize life is magical. We realize that synchronicities are real. The net does appear. Everything comes together. And It's in that moment where there is immense gratitude, where there's immense joy, where there is rejoicing, and where the next leg of the journey appears. We had basically a negative amount of money